Back to tech capture. So in our playlist learn airflow, we are here with one more video. So in this video we are going to discuss about the different trigger rules in airflow. So in previous video we discussed about how we can define the task dependencies and task relationship. We also discussed what is the sequential dependency, what is the parallel dependencies, and how we can define task group and chains in the airflow. So in this video we are going to discuss and talk with the examples about the trigger rules and airflow. So first we'll see what is a trigger rules. So you can see when we want to trigger a particular task, we have to define when it should be triggered. It should be triggered when previous is succeed, or it should be triggered when previous is failed, or it should be on the combination, like at least one should be failed or one should be succeed. There are multiple combinations, so that we have to define in the trigger rule. So let's see in couple of minutes what is trigger rule. So in trigger rule we define when task should be triggered, that is the first thing. And default is task runs only when if all its upstream tasks are completed. Let me suppose there is a one task which is dependent on 2 and there is no trigger rule defined, then that 2 has to be succeeded, then only the third task will execute. That is the default behavior. But let's say you want 2 should be failed and then only the third one should be triggered. Let's say you want to trigger some failure alert, but that failure alert is dependent on the failure of previous task. So in this case your first task should be failed, second should be failed, and then only it will trigger your alert. If both are succeed, then no need to trigger any failure alert. So in this case we need to create a trigger rule. So how we can put the trigger rule, we can see in this video. We'll see a lot of options here. So these are the trigger rules. First is all success, which is default, then all failed, all parents are failed, then only it will trigger the task, then all done. So either it should be failed or succeed, anything, but it should at least executed. Okay, so status can be anything, but it should be at least executed, then it will trigger the next task. At least one should be failed, at least one should be succeed, then none should be failed, none should be skipped, and some dummy. There are a lot of trigger rules. So these are the number of trigger rules. Now we will see the example of DAGs. Okay, so we will go in Airflow, we will go in VS Code, we will see in Airflow UI, and we'll run that DAG with each of this trigger rule. Okay, so we are having around 20 DAGs in our Airflow UI. I will go back to the Airflow UI and we'll see all these trigger rule with the examples. Okay, so we are having around 17 DAGs here, but we want to only discuss about the trigger rules related DAG. So I will just put the tag here which is having trigger rule. Okay, so then we will see only this example which we are going to discuss in this video, just for better visibility. I just added the tag filter based on the trigger rule tags, and we will see all the tags. Yeah, so let's go one by one. So first is by default all success. So I will just check trigger rule all success, this DAG. Okay, so if all the previous tasks are succeeded, then only it will trigger the next task. Okay, then on which task we have to put the trigger rule, that is also important here. Okay, I will show you that as well. Okay, let's take an example. Okay, so here the fetch sales data and fetch customer data both has to be completed, then only it will load to the data warehouse. That is the default behavior. Okay, so if I trigger now, if I trigger and if any one is failed, then it will not load the data, because that is the default behavior. We don't need to put any trigger rule as well. We can put, but this is the default behavior. I will show you the code for this now. So if I go to the VS Code and I will show you the trigger rules. So let's say all success DAG. So here the default behavior, so trigger rule all success. So this is default, we just shown explicitly, but we don't need to put this default rule. And this is how we need to define the trigger rule. On the load data tasks, we have to put trigger rule. Trigger rules means if all upstream succeed, then only it should trigger. Now let's check the behavior. Now I will go to graph. I will check this view. So currently it is stuck in running state because the scheduler does not seems to be running. So there is some small glitch because I'm running from local, so you might face some performance issues. But I will go back to this DAG again, trigger rule. Now you can see both the tasks are in queued status, but these are not yet in running. So currently there is some issue with the scheduler. Last heartbeat received 2 minutes ago, so I'm running in my local using the Docker. Okay, so I am using Airflow on my local system on the Docker container. If you want to use this kind of setup, you can refer my initial videos where I explained how we can set up the Airflow on the local system with the Docker Airflow image. Okay, so I'll just check the logs here if anything wrong is happening in the logs. So because it is showing the scheduler is not running, it just catching up the logs. So scheduler, okay, it just picked up the our DAG. Now let's go back and check. So it picked up, but it is in the queued status. Okay, now you can see one is succeed, another is in queued status. Let's wait for some time. It should pick this as well now, because on the log we can see it picked up our DAG. Okay, now you can see this is succeed, this is failed, but it did not execute this one because upstream failed. You can see the status, because our what was our trigger rule, all should be succeed, then only this will execute. So this is example of our first default, that is the all success. Okay, so if I show here, this is the example of this one, all success. Now I will show you one more example where all failed. So as I mentioned, there is example. Let's say suppose you have to trigger the failure alert. So in that case, all our upstream should be failed, then only I want to trigger the failed alert. If nothing failed, then no need to trigger the failure alert. I will show you that one example also. Let me just go back and to the DAGs. Okay, so which rule we want to see? All failed. Okay, so let's check where is all failed. Yeah, all failed. So in this case, if upstreams failed, then only it should trigger the task. And what is the condition we have put for all failed? So for all failed DAG, we have put the trigger rule that this notify failure alert, this task should be executed only in the case all upstreams are failed. Okay, not only one failed, all failed, then only it will trigger the notify failure alert. Let's check the DAG now. I will just go and I will trigger it manually. Okay, just to see the behavior. Okay, and I have put failure scenario. Okay, so we will see the complex data pipelines later, but I just put the task based scenarios just to understand the trigger rules. Okay, now both the tasks are running. So if these two are failed, then only it will notify to the alert. One failed, now second also should failed, and then it will notify to the team, and based on this it will notify alert and it will mark the task or DAG status as a complete, because it is the expected behavior that we want to notify failure to the team and just mark the DAG status as a complete. Okay, so both are failed. Now only it should trigger the notify failure. Okay, notify failure, so it just notified to the team about the failure. So how we can do that? So that we have to do with this trigger rule. So we have to just put the trigger rule for that particular task. So hope the second trigger rule also clear. Let's check for the third one or the next one which we have. All done. Let's check for all done. Also I will go to the code. So all done DAG. So here the trigger rule we can see all done, trigger rule dot all done. This is how we define for all the trigger rule. And go back to the DAG list. So all done. So here there will be a combination, either it should be successful or failed. It will not check, it will just execute once all the tasks are executed. So it doesn't specifically look for the status. So you can see here all parents are done with their execution. So it's not about failed or succeed, it's about the execution. If all executions are completed, then it should trigger. So let's check an example. So this is running quality check, then this is the loading the staging data, and this is the archive log. So it doesn't matter your job is failed or you succeed, you just need a logs. So in this case this should run irrespective of their status, but their execution should be completed. So I'll just trigger this and I will show you the example here as well. Okay, let me just go to the graph view. Okay, this is running. Okay, one succeed, one queued status. So now archive log will start once both are finished and it will archive the logs. So it doesn't matter if it is succeed or fail, because its job is to just archive the log, either failure log or succeed log. So once this is completed, yeah, this is failed, but still this archive log will trigger and it will move the logs to the archive and it will succeed. So in this kind of scenarios we can use this trigger rule, that we don't need to worry about status. This task has to be executed, either it is succeeded or failed or skipped, but this has to be executed, then only we will get the logs. Okay, So this is one trigger rule. Let's check for other trigger rule. So we have one failed, one succeed. Let's check couple of more examples. So now the basic heat is clear, right? You can have to just how to define it. Just trigger rule dot all success, trigger rule all failed, but you have to put this in capital here, all done or all success or always. This is also one rule, so this has to be always executed. Okay, so in this case it's always execute this temp. Okay, so let me just trigger this. Okay, you can see even this is queued status is completed. It doesn't worry if execution is completed or it is failed status or it is queued status. This always execute, so that's why we put the trigger rule as always here. Okay, so this is for always trigger rule. So let's check for other trigger rules what we have. We will check one complex one. Okay, I will show you one complex where we use the combination of trigger rules. So I will show you the code as well. So we have one complex trigger rule where we will have a complex like combination of multiple dependencies, combination of multiple trigger rules. So I will show you this one. So this is one example of complex DAG with we have combination of lot of trigger rules. Okay, so I will just trigger from the scratch. It might take time, but I will just show you. Let's talk about this execution. Okay, I'll just zoom in bit. Okay, so first start is triggered, then it extracted users, extract orders, extract inventory. So extract orders failed. Okay, so it failed because of this validation order did not execute because there is a direct dependencies. And if I check the validation alert trigger rule, so validation orders does not have any trigger rule, so by default it will check for the success status. So by default the success status was failed, so it did not execute this one. But then why alert validation is skipped? So let's check the trigger rule for alert validation. Okay, so trigger rule for alert validation is it should only execute if all tasks are failed, all upstream tasks are failed, but here only one is failed. Okay, so here you can see only one is in failed status, so that's why it did not execute, it just skipped. Skip decision also failed because let's check the rule for skip decision. So for skip decision also there is a trigger rule. Let's check what is the trigger rule. Okay, so always skip. So there is always skip trigger rule for this task. You can see always skip. Okay, so let's check for the other merge skip. So what is the trigger rule for merge skip? If no, then it will just check all skipped. If all upstream skip, then it will run the merge skip. So its upstream was these two, these are skipped, that's why it executed. Then aggregate data, branch decision. Okay, then while load failure path was skipped, so let's check the load failure path. Load failure path, it was having the direct dependency on success status, so that's why it skipped. Okay, so then there is again notify success, because this was success then it was notified success. If it is failed, it was did for notify failure. Okay, so if we do check for notify failure, so it is having one failed and notify success one success, so at least one success, then it will work that way. And cleanup is at least one should be there for cleanup. Okay, so cleanup is always, so that's why it always execute. So hope this is clear now how we can add the dependencies in complex DAG. So in production environment we will have kind of hundreds of DAG or sometimes more than 200-300 tasks, and you have to put the combination of dependencies and trigger rule to make your task more dynamic and error free. So we will see when we start working on ETL pipelines, ELT pipelines, actual data pipeline. So currently we are still focusing on Airflow basics. What are the Airflow dependencies, how to define the task dependencies, how to create connections, how to use CLI, how to use Airflow UI, how to use trigger rules. All these basic details currently we are covering, and in further videos we'll work on the simple to complex data pipelines on Google Cloud, on AWS, multiple platform we will be working on. So we'll see more videos in this playlist. So that's it for this video, and we will see further videos in upcoming playlist. So thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you again in the next video.